Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago, Bears fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Let's just sit back for a moment and imagine what could be brewing behind the scenes in the NFL. Rumors are swirling, and one of the most intriguing and potentially game-changing whispers involves none other than Fred Warner, the star linebacker of the San Francisco 49ers, possibly heading to the Chicago Bears. Yeah, I know it sounds like something out of a blockbuster, but the NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and this one might just be a game changer for the Bears. Let's break down the skinny. First, some context. Fred Warner, at 29 years old, has established himself as one of the most versatile and dominant linebackers in the league. Since coming into the league in 2018, he's been a cornerstone for the 49ers defense, a guy who can do everything. Whether it's shutting down the run, covering tight ends, or rushing the quarterback, Warner does it all. His stats speak volumes: over 948 tackles in his career, 11 interceptions, 14 forced fumbles, and 3 All-Pro selections. He's a guy who's always around the ball, always making plays. His PFF grade last season was a staggering 93.2, ranking him as one of the top linebackers in the league, and his coverage grade of 91.5 is elite. Plus, he's a guy with a knack for making big plays in crucial moments, with an EPA per target of -0.14, which means he effectively neutralizes opposing offenses when he's on the field. Now, why would the 49ers consider trading Warner? Well, it's not just about losing a star linebacker. It's about cap space and team rebuilding strategies. The 49ers currently have a cap hit of around $19.4 million for Warner, and with a 6-11 record last season, they're clearly in a rebuild mode. They're looking at options to free up some cash, and a trade could be on the table, especially if they're eyeing other needs, like offensive tackle or edge rushers, which are more pressing given their current roster. Rumors suggest that San Francisco might be open to trading Warner for a third-round pick in the 2026 draft, focusing their attention on bolstering their receiving core, specifically Hunt at wide receiver, which could be a key move to elevate their offense in 2024 and beyond. What about the Chicago Bears? Well, the Bears are in an interesting spot. After a solid 11-5 season in 2023, they're looking to build on that momentum. They've got a need for a versatile linebacker who can step in immediately and elevate their run defense, coverage, and overall front seven effectiveness. Currently, they've got some adjustments to make, with a negative cap adjustment of around $196K, but that's a small hurdle compared to what Warner could bring to the table. Especially considering the Bears' recent struggles on defense, adding a player like Warner could be the missing piece to turn their defense into a true strength. His ability to read plays, make tackles in the backfield, and cover tight ends and running backs alike would be a huge upgrade for Chicago. Imagine him in the middle of that Bears defense, orchestrating everything like a maestro. He's the kind of player who could anchor the front seven, allow others to thrive, and transform Chicago's defense into a formidable unit that can challenge even the toughest offenses in the league. With Warner on board, the Bears could see a significant jump in their defensive efficiency, potentially adding around 140 tackles just by virtue of his presence, along with a projected 24% boost in EPA per play on defense. That kind of upgrade, especially in a division as competitive as the NFC North, could be the difference between a playoff team and a contender. Looking at the bigger picture, trading for Warner would be a savvy move for Chicago. His history of health, despite some minor injuries last season, shows he's a player built for durability and high-level performance. His missed tackle percentage is just 6%, which is elite, and his ability to make plays in the run game with run stops rated at plus 17% would immediately shore up the Bears' run defense, an area they've struggled with in recent years. Plus, his experience in creating turnovers could be a game-changer. He's already tallied 11 interceptions in his career, and his knack for forcing fumbles and creating turnovers could help Chicago turn defense into offense, a classic Bears identity. Now, let's talk about the potential impact of such a move. The 49ers, with their current record and roster needs, could see moving Warner as a smart strategic decision. They're looking to rebuild and might prefer to get draft capital now rather than hold on to a star linebacker on a team that's not contending at the moment. If they do make this move, it's reminiscent of some of the best trades in NFL history, where teams reposition themselves for future success. For the Bears, picking up Warner would be a statement move, signaling to the league that they're serious about contending and that they're willing to make bold moves to get there. With Warner's addition, the Bears' odds of winning the Super Bowl could see a significant boost. Right now, their odds are around plus 2,200, but with Warner in the fold and a solidified defense, some betting sites suggest those odds could drop to plus 1050, making them more competitive. His presence could serve as an X-factor in the playoffs, similar to how Brian Urlacher once transformed the Bears' defense in the 2000s. Warner's ability to boost the defense's overall efficiency and force turnovers could help the Bears cut down on scoring, improve their field position, and give Justin Fields even more opportunities to showcase his talents. And speaking of Fields, the offense is already looking promising. But a defense led by a guy like Warner could be the missing link that takes Chicago from a good team to a true contender. With his leadership and playmaking ability, the Bears could be looking at a future where they're not just sneaking into the playoffs, but making deep runs and challenging the NFC powers like the Eagles, 49ers, or Cowboys. It's all about building that complete team, and adding a player like Warner might just be the move that seals the deal. In conclusion, this trade scenario is a visionary move that makes perfect sense for the Bears. Warner is a dynamo on the field, a proven leader and someone who could become the centerpiece of Chicago's defense for years to come. His impact could be immediate, elevating the front seven, creating turnovers, and helping the Bears establish a new identity as a tough, relentless defense. It's a bold strategy, but in the NFL, being bold is often what separates the good from the great. If the Bears can pull this off, they'd be making a statement. They're here to contend, and they're willing to make the moves necessary to get there. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and this one might just be the biggest yet. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you guys think? Is Fred Warner the missing piece for the Bears? Would you be excited to see him lining up in Soldier Field next season? Personally, I believe that acquiring a player of his caliber could be the catalyst for a new era of Chicago Bears football, one filled with grit, intensity, and a real shot at the Super Bowl. The division is tough, no doubt, but with Warner, the Bears could be the team to beat in NFC North. The NFL offseason is heating up, and all eyes are on Chicago to see what moves they'll make next. Stay tuned, Bears fans, because this story is far from over, and I promise, the best is yet to come. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news.